Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. My name is GARDNSOUND, and this is my bird Lila, who is awake for the first time in a long time to be part of an episode. Lila, would you like to say hi? Say hi. Good bird. Hey, anyways, welcome to the show. Today's episode is going to be a supplement because I'm doing a massive webinar later, and I don't mean like I'm doing a huge webinar. I mean like I'm doing a webinar on the Native Instruments plugin, Massive. I know. And I'm going to be doing it through Live Producers Online. If you guys don't remember them, they are the website that quasi-sponsored the Theory and the DAW series. So if you're unfamiliar with that series, definitely go take a look at it. Those guys have decided to hire me to teach a webinar on Massive. And in order to teach Massive, I made an example song, and it sounds like this. Okay, so everything you just heard was made entirely in Massive, the entire song, including the drums. I've only included Ableton stock presets and defaults and plugins. So if you have Ableton 10, you're going to be able to download this project file and use it seamlessly. There are no external VSTs. There are no third-party plugins used. So what I'm going to be doing is walking you through some of the sounds that I've made today. But I'm not going to be walking you through how I made the sounds. I'm going to reserve that content for the webinar. All right, so I've got these grouped into different sections, and not only am I giving this project file away, but all these presets plus some other ones are going to be available for download as well. So you're going to be getting this song project file. You're going to be getting an Ableton push template, which I have right here, that'll be able to be played on your push or your APC-40. You're also going to be getting an entire preset pack custom made by me for Massive. Of unique sounds and stuff like that. Probably about 20-ish presets there. Starting at the very top, I've just got a sidechain, and this is just like a white noise, a piece of white noise that I'm using to sidechain stuff too, so things don't, collide with each other and that sort of thing. Next, I've got a drum rack, and I say drum rack, but I mean like drum bus. And this is a kick, two kicks actually. They sound like this. Here's my kick that's more or less a tom fill. And I actually need to relabel that now that we're sitting here. Oh, boy. All right, talk about last minute. And then here's my actual kick. Kind of a Trent Reznor-y, sort of industrial vibey kick. And here's my snare. All Massive. Here's my clap. That one's all right. I'm not as satisfied with that as I am with the snare. I thought the snare was pretty dope. Here's the hi-hat section. This is using the envelopes and LFOs and synthesizers and oscillators within Massive. So this is all, again, within Massive, totally. And all I'm doing to process these is a little bit of glue compression, some vocoding just to punch things up, and then a drum bus on the drums bus. Okay, so next we have a bass section. This is two different basses. There's a respace that I'm using for kind of a wave sound, and there's a subwoofer. So we'll go through these one at a time as well. So here's the sub. Again, 100% Massive, just running it through utility in order to use the mono setting. And then I have a Reese as well. That's just saturator on top of a Massive patch along with a limiter just to kind of remove some dynamic range and make sure we don't clip too hard, and a utility to widen it out and mono the bass as well. Next up, I have a lead. There's two of these here. There's one that's just kind of a pluck. Sounds like this. That's one of my favorite ones. It's a real chiptune-y kind of synth, but it pairs well with a really sharp attack with this lead right here that has a vibrato setting on it. This is one of my favorite things that Massive does. The vibrato in Massive is awesome. Check this out. That's one of the things that has over Serum is it's Massive as well as the Scream and its Daft filters, which are just freaking crazy awesome. Anyway, so let's move on down to pads. Next, we've got a pad setting, which is my garden mouse pad. So it's basically a dead mouse progressive house stab pad. It sounds like this. And when it's fully closed, it sounds like this. And when it's more open, it sounds like this. Again, 100% massive. I also have 2 other pads in here that I've just included for the sake of showing you all what massive is capable of. So if I take this and put it on the 80s pad, it's going to sound a bit more 80s. I also have a wobble pad that I built, and it sounds like this. And I also have a higher wobble pad, which is more of like a bell sort of sound. It's got some funny resonance and ring mod to it. I really like that one. I think it's a cool sound design, a cool experiment there. Then I have several different effects channels. They do different things. One of them is like this filter sweep, which you all heard earlier, and it sounds like this. And all of these have macros that are already mapped inside of the little plug-in windows here, so you can use your push if you'd like to. I also have static and space. This is a cool one. Sort of similar, but not quite. And I have one more, which is kind of like a Trent Reznor sort of pattern sequencer. There you go. So all these things Massive is capable of, and one of my favorite parts about Massive, I'm going to go ahead and play the like thickest part of the tune here. Even with all that DSP, as well as everything that's going through my master channel here, which again is all defaults, we're only hitting 15% of my CPU peak. That's the thing about Massive that always gets overlooked by people, is so light on the CPU. Although it does kind of look, potato-y, it's very light on the CPU. So it's definitely worthwhile for you to learn how this thing works. If you're a fan of Serum and you want something lighter on your CPU, or if you just want a speedier synthesizer with a better workflow, Massive is still awesome. You can't get away from it in terms of like EDM production these days. It's like a classic synth that's been used in like countless dubstep songs over the years, and it's just, I don't know, it's got a sound, it's got a special place in my heart. I might be a fanboy, but whatever. Anyway, I hope you all join me if you were interested in checking it out. Again, the link is in the description down below. Check out that webinar link, and yeah, I'll see you there. Otherwise, my name is GARDNSOUND. This is Lila the bird, who is taking a nap again, so I'm not going to wake her up again. And yeah, we'll see you next time.